DOJ and the White House continue to act very vague with all the questions surrounding the document search. So what else are they trying to hide? Joining me now, political editor of townhall.com and the host of the Guy Benson Show on Fox News Radio. Guy Benson is back. So do you think the personal lawyers should be trusted to find all these classified documents? Is that the best approach here, Guy?
No. I mean, it's fine to say, as they have, that they've been forthcoming and they went straight to the archives as soon as they found this first file in a closet in that office. All right, let's say that's true. Let's say their whole timeline is accurate. Ultimately, these are people whose job it is, literally, is to protect their client, to protect him, to protect his presidency, to make sure that he is not facing any sort of legal exposure. That's their job. And they're entitled to do their job, but that doesn't necessarily align with the national interest or the complete truth. And I think once they keep finding new troves here and there, we're up to 4 or 5 of these things happening, at what point is, I think, the fair question, the FBI, the institution to step in, or someone beyond people being paid to do Joe Biden's bidding and to help him? They are not neutral arbiters in all of this. As helpful as they claim to have been so far, I think there are enough problems with this that people who are not effectively on Biden's personal payroll looking out for his interests, they should be the ones handling this stuff and doing more searches. I mean, that seems pretty simple to me.
Yeah, and how do we know that all the people who are in proximity to these documents have clearance?
We don't. They probably don't, right? I mean, that's why they made a big show of saying, oh, well, this one was labeled top secret, but we didn't look at it. And we didn't show it to the president or whatever. There should be protocols that have obviously not been met many times over leading up to this point. And it just feels like best practices are still being abandoned. And the question is, why? I guess special treatment for the president. I guess you get special treatment when you're in that office. But at some point, it starts to look ridiculous, especially with the White House clamming up and not really answering questions on any substantive level. It's like we just have to wait for Biden's lawyers to find new things, inform us of those revelations, and put it into context and just trust them. That seems a little crazy to me.
Is this the most frustrated you've seen the press corps so far in his presidency?
Probably, and you look, it's tough with the Democrats and the press. They are basically on the same team almost all of the time. Occasionally they will fight like brothers and sisters, and this is one of those times. And I think the reason is they feel like they've been treated as hacks in this case, treated, the word I've used, as chumps. Like they were basically fed what they assumed was a final version of this problem for them to sort of game out and do what they usually do, which is cover for their preferred party. So they came out of the gate with all their talking points about how Trump was so much worse for all these reasons. And then they just got sandbagged over and over again by these guys on their team in a way that makes everyone look worse. So I think they're frustrated by that. They're frustrated by the lack of transparency. Karine Jean-Pierre has nothing to work with here on top of being not terribly great at the job to begin with. And so I think this is an atmosphere of frustration that has been building for the last couple days. And I mean, at some point, the president needs to answer real questions about this in a serious way, not reading from some little note card that's been prepared for him, presumably by the same lawyers who are the ones running the show, it seems.
Yeah, and rifling through all of his personal files.
Right, in his garage.
God knows what they're turning up. And I have a feeling there's nothing in front of Karine Jean-Pierre except for an Applebee's menu. And she's desperate for happy hour at this point.
Now, that's a big binder. That could be a Cheesecake Factory menu, frankly.
Absolutely right. God, for her, I hope that's the case because she needs some relief at some point. Guy Benson.
The president has been very clear, and the president has said clearly many times that he will have the cheesecake.
He takes cheesecake very seriously.
Very, very seriously, yes.
Guy Benson, thank you so much. We'll listen to you tomorrow.
You bet.